this stuff on the 914 sorted out and put up in my new cabinets. I already had some people come pick up some old 240 parts that I wanted to get rid of, but I'm going to stock these cabinets up and get all these parts off the car because I want to get it ran. And then when I am done getting these parts put away, I want to take my old engine, the stock engine, out of the 240 and tear it apart and just see what sort of damage has been done. So stay tuned for that. Drug this thing back in here. Let's get it torn apart. What the damage is. My guess is timing came apart because, well, there was a whole crap ton of plastic, like from the guides. This is one of the upper guides, but there's a big lower main guide here that we'll look at here soon. And there was a ton of that plastic in the oil pickup, so I think the bearings might be toast because they kept running it after the guide came apart. But we won't know until we pull it apart, so I'm going to get these cams out of here and then pop the head off, and we'll flip it over and pop the bottom end apart. Well, we definitely have some crustiness going on in here. This engine is just full of crap, and you can see there's some surface rust there. I got rained on while it was sitting outside. It just rubs right off though. But the journals on the camera are okay so far. There's no scoring in them or anything. So that's a decent sign. That one's got a tiny bit of scoring, but the rest of the journals are all pretty nice. So let's pop this head off, which you can see the sludge in there. And I'm guessing we might start getting into some damage. Look at that, there's a ton of loose material on the tops of the pistons. I don't know if that's, I just used an impact on the head bolts to get it out. I don't know if that just shook a ton of stuff loose from the head or what, but all four of them, and there's something in here. I don't really know what that is. It looks like metallic-y. Huh, but this is a lot of crap. Cylinder walls look used and abused, but okay. I mean, these look old. Big old ridge at the very top. This thing burned oil for a long time. It had bad valve stem seals when I had it, and so it burned oil. Let's see. Yeah, the head looks serviceable, so that's kind of surprising. Looks like our problems might lie deeper. Look at that. That timing cover is filthy. It just gets worse on the other side. But what's really incredible, out of the way, is look at this. There's supposed to be a guide right here that goes from here to here. See, the top piece is still on there. Oh my goodness! How did this thing run at all? Or how did it not kill all the valves? Look at that. That is insane. So I've got everything taken apart off here. This is what is left of the lower timing components. There's the one timing guide here, which is loose on its metal bracket. These must be original. They've got pretty heavy grooving in them, but this one, I mean, it's intact at least. And then this is the other one, which is originally something about that long, and this is all that's left of it inside the timing cover. So that's pretty darn bad. I cannot believe they didn't smash up the valves in this thing. I guess they just got lucky since it's a chain. It just stayed hooked onto all the sprockets. But I figure they oil starved it. They definitely oil starved it because the pickup is full of all this plastic. So I'm going to flip this engine over. We're going to take a look at all the engine bearings. So already I was just getting ready to pull these caps off, but you know, we've got a lot of side to side play there. That one not so much. That one not so much. but a decent amount on that one as well. So I'm going to pull the rod bearings off, we can check those out, and then we'll pull the main girdle off, check that out as well. I gotta say, I am super surprised. Every single crank journal is in like perfectly good condition. No scoring. I mean, I'm sure it's worn. It's a 150,000 mile motor or whatever, but you know, it's all intact, totally usable. So I guess this thing would have ran if I would have thrown a timing kit at it. I had that engine built already. I was already planning on replacing this engine. I was sort of planning on boosting this engine and then running it till it blew and then putting the new engine in. But when I got this back and it didn't run, I just figured I'd put the new engine in and deal with this one later. And kind of funny. I'm like really surprised that bearings all look okay. I mean, everything's filthy in this engine, but I can't believe the crank journals are all good. Pretty cool. Alright, so I got this thing put back together, mass airflow sensor back in, batteries in, charged, hopefully. I charged it for a while, and then I had to put a new fuel hose on there. So let's see if this old girl still runs. Well, I had enough juice to start it once. I parked it there to move the crap out from underneath it, and now it won't start again, so I'm gonna throw the charger back on it for a few minutes and just clean up, and then should be able to back it right back in. How freaking great is that? Look at that. Look at all this room now. Got a motor on the ground. I got tons of room between the cars. Plenty of room over here to get in and out of the car now. I love it. Little small workspace up here. Welder sticks out a little bit, but plenty of room in front of the bench. Plenty of floor space here. Oh, I'm so freaking stoked about this. And this, now I can like do interior work. And if I put the car further against it, I can get the door like completely swung open. This is awesome. This car's running again. So this car needs a couple of things that I haven't talked about. It needs a total alignment in the front end. That all needs redone. It's too low right now. You know, align the rear probably as well. May as well do it and just get it proper again. And then I actually drove this to my wedding. This is the car we drove away in, and that was about 45 minutes away. And it did great, but my voltage dropped once I got about a mile away from the venue. And I know this might sound weird, but it's actually from the alternator overheating. The only reason I know that is because I know someone who built a track car STI, and his hood has a scoop that allows air to exit from the radiator, and it drops down and it covers up the alternator, and the alternator gets no airflow. And he had the same exact problem with his alternator. When it cools off, it gets fine again. So he actually has a ducting setup with a little electric jet motor for like a model airplane that blows air onto the alternator, just get some airflow on it. I don't know if I need to do that, but I need to figure out something for that, because I want to be able to drive this thing to the track and back and not have to worry about losing voltage, and then, you know, the fuel pump dies and the battery dies, and then I'm stranded. I also have a couple small coolant leaks at the radiator. Those need addressed, and then some very minor stuff around the car, and some just general things I want to do to it, like add the deck lid or the engine lid back on it, some aesthetic things, want to modify the headlights, all sorts of stuff. So I've got plenty of content soon coming for the 914 because I want to drive this car again. I want to get it out this season for a couple of time attack events and pretty up this whole air outlet setup there. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Thanks for watching this quick video, and I'll catch you guys next time.